KTT Talks by Paula Ricardo ALC. Let's talk about Kizomba.
Today we're going to talk about leading and following in Kizomba, and we're going to give also some exercises for you to practice at home. So just to remind you that KTT means Kizomba Teachers Training. It's a program that we create back to 2013 where we share our step-by-step, an effective step-by-step to teach how to dance Kizomba under our ALC methodology, and we prepare 16 lessons ready to use from lesson number 1 till lesson number 16, 1 hour of lesson each, and we share also the ALC teaching philosophy. We share a lot of tips regarding communication, regarding pedagogy, how to deal with situations, how to manage your dance studio, how to become a professional in this area. And this training is directed not only for professionals, but for people that want one day to teach.
I'm sharing.
Usually we do this program, the KTT Talks podcast, with students from the KTT in order that we know what are they doing nowadays, in order that they can share also their insights about the reality of their country, of their city, their community, their Kizomba community. But today we decided to give something more practical. So hope you enjoy. If you know somebody that will like to listen to this conversation, you have below that little plane, please share, invite a friend here.
I'm doing that.
And I would like to see the comments now. Is it possible?
Yeah, just because you said to me bye and I lost everything.
That's okay. That's enough.
You
Please.
think yes?
Yes. Because we need to be
sure?
fast. We need to release this lesson to somebody.
You want to listen your voice?
Because you said to me bye. Let my voice to see.
To listen.
That's good. Okay, you can take the volume. Okay, good. So, this is an approach that we consider that is very important when we are dancing any form, but here, namely talking about Kizomba, that is our way of communication. So leading and following is the way that we have to communicate in couple. There was a time in our path that we were saying that leaders lead and followers follow.
Just follow.
But we changed this mindset because in fact this need to be a communication. So we changed it in a way that the leaders will start the movement and the followers
will finish the movement.
Will finish the
We
movement.
believe
exactly.
more about this.
And there are moments that, including the leaders, can give space to the followers, create some motion, and after waiting to the ending of that motion, the leaders can move on. But we will direct more now to a beginner stage, and we have something that is important when we are communicating the movement to move forward or back. There is something that is very important. The leader should have an intention first and only after to move the foot, because if we are in front of each other, if we just move my foot, Paula will not read nothing, but if she pay attention to my upper body when I give this intention, she's able to understand where is my direction. And of course, what you need to do?
I need to offer a little bit of resistance, and then my foot is back, and without changing immediately the weight, waiting, and we are going just to do a little bit, concentrate me. Ricardo is amazing. Because we are not going immediately to change weight because we need to be connected. Yes, if I change immediately my weight, I will disconnect.
So the order of movement, those that walk forward will have intention foot, those that walk backwards will have foot intention with projection forward in order that we can keep the connection facing each other. So this is an exercise that we can do to make sure first that we will be symmetric, facing each other. The followers will place the hands in front of the chest in order that they don't see.
Why we cannot see in this way? We cannot see the feet of the leader, yes? And the idea is not to answer because we saw and answered by the feet of the man, but we answer because we are observing and feeling the upper body.
So, important, there is this intention of movement and visual movement. What we advise the students not to do, facing here, is to have a change of weight, changing the axis. So let's think about a bandoneon, the musical instrument, in a vertical position, place it in the center. So there will be a compression when we want to prepare the body weight transfer, and by the pressing of the floor, there will be an extension. So this is a good exercise of communication between the couple. If the follower pay attention to leader's upper body, and the leaders will try to tell the follower what is the velocity of body weight transfer. Even if they want to hold, the follower will need to wait, and that way we can keep the communication. The leaders, if they don't bring energy to the torso by the pressing of the floor, the followers will not be able to understand. So it's important that we create this communication, moving as less as we can our height. So it's not to bend both, it's not to bend, it's to keep the position.
And just an addition, just a little thing, this thing of the bandoneon, don't think about both legs, of course. If you think about the both legs, you will bend both knees and stretch both knees at the same time. It's about bending one leg and stretch, and bending the other and stretch. And in this way is the bandoneon, but thinking about one leg each time. Yeah, this makes sense in our point of view.
So the exercise is to play a random music, including, usually we don't choose Kizomba music because we don't want to focus on body movement, we want to focus on body weight transfer. So like that, facing each other, the follower look to the chest of the partner.
With the arms like this to don't be able to see the feet of the leader.
And we advise to don't keep a constant pattern, because if the leaders do slow tempo, 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 slow tempo.
The followers don't have
tempo.
the need to pay attention, yeah?
Of course, after one repetition will be like that,
Yeah.
but it's important to change. And the biggest level of changing is when the leaders are able to hold more and more and more, because like this, the follower will need really to be focused on the movement of the leader, okay? So this is the first exercise that we do. And the most important concept here is, if we can communicate without contact, when we go to a contact position, we will need less effort. We have a frame position, upper body contact, side contact, back contact, and by simple movement, really small movement, the follower will understand much better what we are saying, and the leader will make himself more understandable also.
Yeah.
Good? So this is one of the biggest foundation when you dance Kizomba, is to play with the rhythm. Play with the body weight transfer, and for that we need to ensure that we will be symmetric. When the leader have the weight on the left, the follower have the weight on the right, and vice versa. And also understanding that we can shift the weight without changing 100%, because if we change 100% of weight, we will bounce to the side. So if you want to keep a vertical axis, although you will walking in this position, the body weight will not transfer completely. We have different amounts of body weight transfer, but we can take this conversation of body weight to a different life. Okay, today it's about this. Now, next step of this exercise, being able to communicate forward and back movement without the contact. So having, remember, if you move the foot, the follower don't do nothing. You need to have intention. And as we are in a vertical position here, we will move the place, but we can go faster. And we can come faster also. And we can go in this place. Okay.
Of course, it's not like this running, okay? Leaders, pay attention. This is very difficult because we are in a split position. Then we need to take care and in a smooth way. Not so smooth, but in a smooth way, or else it will be tricky for them.
So trying to play with the, hello to me? Trying to play with the movement in the place. Also playing with a change of direction. You can keep in place in a faster way. You can stretch, keep moving, including with some hesitation, and change direction, okay? Next step of this movement is also a side movement. So beside the forward and back, you can have the intention to the side, like a side basic. But for example, in the middle, you can stop without changing 100% the weight, and from this position you can slide the position of the feet. So when I slide my feet, I turn my torso, and Paula is trying to follow a parallel position. So from this position I can move to one side or another, and I can move the leg that is available. And if I want, I can change direction to the other side, and it's like you almost feel, sorry, I spit you. It's almost like you feel the energy of each other in order that we can move to one side or another, and the direction and intention of the body will tell the follower where to move. This is very challenging, okay?
And for us as a follower, like this exercise is very challenging. Think about your toes on the floor, grab the floor with your toes in a way that we can have our own balance. And also wait for the leading, yes? Don't change immediately, don't change that the leader is going to make you change weight, because it cannot, maybe don't change, maybe just do an hesitation, okay? Then just wait for the leading and do, the followers do one step a millisecond after the step of the leading, yeah?
Now, this is very important also. We are talking about an exercise. This is the kind of stuff to do at home, at studio, not going to the party to do these kind of things. Unfortunately, I already saw that. We truly believe that the party, the social, is the moment that we need to allow the process to happen in a natural way. You go to the studio, you practice, you bite your tongue, like practicing and doing a lot of repetitions and struggling with the difficulties, trying to find your own way, but then you need to allow your body to assume your individual way of doing it. So when you go to a party, don't think about training. This is just a simple advice of something that we do to ourselves. We go to the studio, we repeat. We go to a lesson, we repeat. We want to learn something new, we do a lot of repetition. There is no magical equation. Repetition, understand the technique, repeat again. Go to the party, trust the process. Don't think about that. So going to a social to practice these kind of things, for us at least, doesn't make sense.
Lots of messages. Look, I don't know what happened, but now they appear all.
Oh my God. Anything?
No question. Just saying hello.
Much love.
Miro. Da-da. Ricardo.
Hello.
Hey.
Good, move faster.
Yeah.
Hi from Spain. Good.
Baixinho
good,
do
good,
samba.
good,
Hello. Beijinhos. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you,
Obrigado, Ana.
Luana.
Beijinho para o Brasil.
Super, thank
And
you.
André.
Beijinhos, André. Rams. Mary Jane.
Fala baixo.
Paulo
Por isso é que eu mexi no
Cruz.
volume. Estás de microfone hoje.
Marcos Kiotos. Thank you.
Big hug to India. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that you can practice with any person in order that you improve your understanding by visual intention. But we have other senses. Another way of doing exactly the same exercise, I hold this now. The same exercise, the followers will place the hands on the leader's shoulders. Both hands.
Both, okay.
Yes. And the followers will close the eyes. Olha o muco nasal. And the followers will close the eyes. Okay? They close the eyes so they don't have the sense of vision activate. So they need to use the sensation of the touch. And from here, yes.
Can I? Okay.
Yes, of course.
For us, it's really, we need really to hold the shoulders of the leader, yes? Because we...
Without squeezing.
Yeah, but you need to feel where he wants us to go, because we have this part that we feel here, we have the toes, the fingers that we feel here, and this part that we feel here, yes? Here we feel when when the leader wants us to walk back. Here we feel when the leader wants us to walk forward, and here we feel the velocity and which leg the leader wants us. Tu vais apanhar uma tareia, okay? Then grab really the shoulders and close your eyes and just feel.
Good. So from here we need to have the same. So smooth. Make sure that you are both with the same symmetric leg. Increasing the velocity, going slow down. We can change the position as we have contact. We can go a little bit faster. Remember that
I'm going to kick your ass.
Kiss my ass.
Kick your ass.
Remember that this is an exercise, so we are not working here about movement. We are working about like, kiss your ass.
I said kick your ass. Come.
No. Okay, so this is another way, as the followers don't have the vision, they will activate more the
They
other
have,
senses.
but they are closed.
Okay, so when we are in a couple position, once again, it will be easier, okay? But remember, this is an exercise. Please place that in your mind, in your brain. It's not something that you should go to the social to do.
And this is one of the exercises that usually leaders, when they just want to stay in place and just doing the bending and stretching one of the knees each time, they usually go too much to the side. The thing that Ricardo told of keeping your own axis, it's very important here. Guys, if you start doing like a dance to lateral side, this is confusing to the lady. If you want just to walk in place and just like this, she's reading your upper body. If you are moving in this way, it's confusing. What do you want us to do? Okay, then if you want just to walk in place, just keep your center, keep your axis, and just go bend one knee each time. Yeah.
Another way that you can do is to change the direction. So for that, the steering wheel technique. Remember that we are sharing this information here in our Instagram. So if you want to turn ladies' feet, you need to turn the upper body. And you need to think about, do you know these kind of pipes, old pipes to open or to close one side and another, that you have a place in the center and you need to do like this? So if you just move everything to the same side, will not move. So you have opposite strengths. The left side will turn to you, the right side will move forward. So using this momentum of torsion will allow you to give the leading. So bringing that feeling to your upper body, it's like you are bringing energy back with your left and you are applying energy forward with your right. But at the same time, you cannot open the angle. So you need to keep the energy to the center, although you are doing this rotation. In consequence, if you apply a movement to go forward associated to a rotation, it will be a forward turn. So the follower needs to walk to a position that she will find her individual balance and she will not disconnect with the partner. And you can start doing circles, one side, and including you can use more intention and to leave to one side and another. This will be next level, okay? So
but
let's
grab the floor with your toes, ladies, or followers. Grab the floor and wait, or else you are going to lose your balance, yeah?
So let's do a resume. We are talking about leading and following in Kizomba. What we do as a way of communication, communicate without contact, just by visual. Transmit the body weight transfer velocity by the bending in the knee, allowing the energy of pressing the floor pass to your torso and transmit that information to your partner through your chest. And like that, if the follower is able to follow you by vision, by what you are doing, avoiding side movement, keeping the axis, avoiding double bending of the knees to keep the same height, you will be able to communicate. Second part of the exercise, moving forward and back by the intention, one side, and the other foot and intention, in order that we keep the energy to the center. Third part of the exercise, contact with the arms, in order that the follower close the eyes, lose the sense of vision, in order that she can activate the sense of touch. So like this, we need to be able to communicate the same, in order that the leader start the movement, the followers finish the movement, and we can keep the communication. You can move forward or back, you can change the direction, you can keep in place, allowing body weight transfer, doing slow tempo, excitation, going faster, going to the side also. Oh, I forgot. The one that we are split, we can do also to the side, and we can do change of direction to walk one side and to the other. Then we also had, by this contact, the change of direction in circle. And after practicing a couple of times, try to go to the couple, or maybe this is a good exercise to do. You arrive to the studio to train if you are alone or at home or with your students. Ask them to dance one song with improvisation.
Yeah.
After, do this exercise, and at the end of the exercises, couple of repetitions, ask them to dance in couple again in improvisation, to see if they felt an improvement on that conscience of communication without words, understanding what are the proper spots to be able to apply that. Good?
Yes, usually we don't do this kind of exercise in completely beginners lessons, because they need first to know how to walk. Only if we see that they are struggling a lot, but very, it's an exception. We did this in a place that we were struggling a lot with students. Then instead of 16 lessons that we usually do in our level 1, we need to have like 32 lessons. As you can imagine, they were not able to practice in social. Then they were struggling. Just 1 hour a week, it was very difficult. Then with them, we had the need, then after some lessons of doing this, in a way that they could understand, yes?
So in our program, the KTT, we have a lot of lessons that are directed to the technical part of the theory, things outside of the studio. But then we go, there is the 4 models. The model 3, we go lesson by lesson, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3 till lesson 16, with all the approaches that you should have in that lesson, by the structure, by the techniques that are associated to the combinations that we are teaching, but we always give a lot of side notes. A lot of side notes in a way that you as a teacher that are learning this process will be ready to answer to all the things that can happen in your lesson. And we advise, don't say immediately everything, because your students will not be ready for that. Talk about the things that you see them doing wrong in order that you can correct them. But if somehow they are doing something good and you don't see the mistakes, don't talk about that. So the big advantage of the KTT is that we have 20 years of experience. We have a lot of different types of students. And
we give mistakes, lots of mistakes, and we learn a lot with that.
So we give a lot of side notes in a way that if you see this happening, you can react like this. If you see that happening, you can react like that. It's not the only way, but we give like tools in order that you can be ready to answer. And with the experience, of course, you'll be faster to react to that. So you can imagine the amount of information that is shared on this training, and it's impossible to give it everything for free. We know that we are in a difficult time nowadays, that couple lessons don't work so much. Our sector of working, the dance instructors are struggling. This will pass. The ones that are able to survive this era, they will be the ones that will become huge and big in what they are doing, and those that are using these times also to bring more value to their knowledge, to their skills, to the kind of service that they can deliver, it will be great. And also I truly believe that we dance instructors, not only in Kizomba, all kind of dances, will be an army of healing people. People are getting crazy during this pandemic time. They need social connection. And the dance, it's one of the best ways of getting this kind of social connection. And if you as an instructor, as a teacher, have the proper mindset, you will work better as a psychologist, because you will be able in a group, how do you say, it's not a group training, it's a group therapy, together with more people, to balance the energy of the people, to be able to place them in a position, in a state of mind of healing psychological stresses that will be so needed in the upcoming times. So my dear friend, if you are a teacher, or if you stop your teaching, or if you are almost thinking to quit this job, I know that you have bills to pay, but try to arrange ways of keeping it also, in order that you don't quit 100%, because you will be needed. And everybody that are on this scene, they will need all of us to be able to help this world to move in a more positive way. So as a dance instructor, we have a big responsibility, not only teaching how to dance. The teaching skills, the techniques are very important, and we are here to share with you, but there are things that are impossible to share like that. We're going to appear here more often and give you more and more information.
To Luana. Luana, you are asking if KTT is just for teachers. Is directed to teachers, but we had lots of people that they were just curious, and they want just to improve their dance, and they don't want to teach. And for that people, it's also useful, because there are lots of tips, and you will understand better about the culture, and also about the dance, the basics, everything connected with Kizomba since the beginning. And it's very useful. It's directed to teachers, but people that just want to improve their dance, their Kizomba dance, they will win.
And we are talking about this not to convince you to enter in our teachers training. No, that is not the main objective. We know that we have something, a product that will help you to get there much faster. But if you don't have the means, you don't have the guts, you don't have whatever, make sure that you keep learning. Make sure that you keep testing with your students, and don't stay under the shadow just allowing the things to move in a natural way. Go out of your comfort zone, study more. What are your skills that you have outside of the dance? What did you study? Did you study medicine? Did you study engineering, chemistry? I don't know, a lot of different works that you can have, a lot of different trainings that you can have in your life. Bring them to your teaching. Understand how you can connect them. I was studying for engineering, so this sharp way of looking to the things, very practical, it was something that was accurate by this training that I have in engineering. But then I love also music. I love also to construct things. I love a lot of things that I try to bring to this kind of sharings. I love to study about self-improvement. We have a lot of learnings in that, so we feel that we can introduce our students in some mindsets and in some goal perspective that will allow them to have a better life. So that's why our mission, it's very clear in our mind. We don't teach people how to dance. We teach people how to live. We help people to change their lifestyle through the dance, using the dance as a vehicle, like almost a buzz, to be able to go from here to there and feel that improvement. And that's why we start teaching again beginners lessons, because we were feeling the need to watch this faster evolution. Because when you are in a level of intermediate advanced, this still happen, but you don't see it so clear. But when you have a beginner that arrived to your hands for the first time, he never danced before, he or she never danced before, and you arrive with a certain aura, with a certain energy, and lesson after lesson you start watching all this transformation. We saw that in our life, and being able to see that in other people's life, it's magical, and we are blessed for having this opportunity.
Muchas gracias, Magda. Thank you very much, Magda. You are very sweet. Just one advice for the exercises. Instead of using Kizomba, you can use Kizomba, but don't use so fast, and say to the students, and even you, not to dance Kizomba. The idea is not to do body movement. The idea is just to walk. These are exercises that are quite challenging. If you are doing body movement, it will be even more. Then try, for now, this is not an exercise of body movement. This is an exercise of leading and following.
So we have a request. We're going to finish now. This is a lesson. In fact, we are sharing a lesson with you, and we will upload it on our Instagram. When we upload that, please go there to the comments, and if you think that this information is valid and is valuable, and you have somebody in your mind that would love to listen to this, please tag that person in the comments in order that we can reach more people. We are delivering in order that we can get more people, okay?
And between 1 and 10, put the number that you think it's your evaluation for this information that we gave to you, yeah?
Also, this was a Monday. We're gonna have Wednesday with another KTT, and next week will be again here, the KTT Talks, and next week again, and next week again. So send us a private message with some subjects that you would like to listen here in this kind of free lesson that we are sharing with you, okay? Communicate with us in order that we can direct to your needs.
Thank you, Miru. Alô, cabeludo.
Thank you very much, Miru. And that's it for today. Do you want to say something else?
No, just be happy, enjoy life, and be a very good human being.
So book on your agenda, Wednesday, 6:57 UTC, Portugal time. Wednesday we're going to be back here. And what you need to do, you remember, we're going to upload, go there to the video, write on the comments, tag a person that you think that will like to listen to this information. Good?
Thank you very much.
Beijinho, beijinho. Tchau, tchau.